calm after the storm. Good evening. I'm Eva McKen. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to get right to my co-anchor Keith McGilvery, who joins us from Addison, where a storm quickly ripped through that community. Keith, it seems like it didn't take long for it to do much damage.
Not at all, Eva. And yes, one woman lucky to be alive tonight after this storm ripped through its home, flipping it over right onto its roof. Videographer Lance McKenzie moving in here to show you some of that remarkable damage. As we look inside this property, you see furniture outside, parts of the wall and parts of the ceiling as well. But yes, remarkably, right inside this structure in the back left corner, a 70-year-old woman found alive, huddled in the corner with her dog, surrounded by furniture that had been flipped over. As we look inside this building, you can see the fireplace that was once on the floor now hanging from the ceiling, and this woman's belongings really all over this property. She is alive tonight, remarkably, and some of her close friends and neighbors who were among the first to respond to this scene say she was in incredibly good spirits when they found her.
She was so fantastic. She said, I only had 2 glasses of wine tonight, and I never got my third. And we were there and saying, well, you know, if you get out of the emergency room tonight, we'll make sure you get that.
Mm-hmm. Lucky to be alive.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it was amazing.
We are back out here live tonight with Brandon Waldrip. Brandon, you were renting a home next door, one of the first people to get inside this building. Tell me what you saw.
Well, some of the neighbors and I, after the storm had calmed down a little bit, we come over here, and I mean, I was in nothing but my basketball shorts and boots, but the lady, she was curled over in the corner, laying on the floor, tangled up in phone wires and, you know, what have you. And like I said, me and some of the neighbors, you know, we got her untangled, kept her calm, you know, until the paramedics and first responders got here. But, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. She was in very good high spirits, though. Very high spirits.
You have traveled all across the country to see devastation like this and to know that you were able to run in and try to help her. What's that like?
Honestly, I wasn't sure if that was going to be my reaction or not. It was just, oh my God, she's in there. Is she okay? You know, I wasn't sure if that was going to be my reaction, if I was going to stall or what have you, but I'm glad it was what it was.
And I know you and your friends actually were able to recover this sign, Welcome Friends, that was once hanging inside her property, to know that at least you'll be able to give this back to her. What's that like?
It's great. It's a good feeling because, you know, that sign actually, I'm not sure, I don't too tough know her, but I do know that she's a very friendly person. So, I mean, that sign kind of describes her, and it'd be nice to give it back to her. I'm sure she would appreciate it.
Wow. Well, certainly one of many heroes out here in West Addison tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And Eva, I can tell you this is not the only damage we have seen in this community. About a half a mile or so down the street from where we are, we met another family. They have been coming to this property for 70 years. They say they've really never seen anything quite like it, as the storm really wreaked all kinds of havoc on their property as well.
We had horrible hail. It was the most copious hail I've ever seen in my life. Just poured down in sheets off the roof. I've never seen it like that, and I thought it was going to let up, but no, it got worse instead of letting up. And then all my windows started breaking.
I'm relieved that no one was hurt here. You know, it's been in our family for generations, this piece of land, and I would hate to lose it.
Wow. But again, the big headline here in West Addison tonight is that 70-year-old woman, the woman in her 70s, found inside this property after her home flipped over. She is alive tonight and in relatively good spirits. We have a whole lot more to share from this storm coming up in just a little bit on the Channel 3 News at 11 o'clock. First responders on the scene. Not only are they left with scenes like this, but they are clearing trees and power lines to get folks in this community where they need to go. We'll have more on that part of the story, Eva, in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Keith. We'll check back in with you then. Dan, we're hearing 16,000 outages across that region. Wow, where did this come from?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we have a cold front coming through a little later on this evening, and the storms really packed a punch. Didn't last very long, but while they were here, they really brought some gusty winds and some hail. What you see here are the storm reports from the storms that rolled through starting around 5 o'clock tonight and continue to move through our region tonight, where you see these areas here. We've had hail reports, generally about 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch through Addison County and central Vermont. We also had that line of storms between 5 and 6 o'clock move through the Champlain Valley. We have wind gusts topping up about 60 to 70 miles per hour in the Northeast Kingdom, also down through parts of southern Vermont as well. All totaled, we're looking at about 63 reports of damage, 17 hail reports, thunderstorm wind damage about 44, and wind gusts 2. So certainly a lot of storms packing a punch across the region. Here's how things looked earlier this evening as these storms rolled on through. Just about everyone got at least a little bit of activity as these storms passed on by. Quiet for the moment, but I want to draw your attention to parts of the northern Champlain Valley, northwestern Vermont, specifically Grand Isle County and Franklin County, Vermont. These storms, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but that's since been lifted, but they still could see some gusty winds with these storms now just north of Plattsburgh, near Highgate. If you're in Highgate to St. Albans down toward Milton, we still could see a few more storms as we go through next couple of hours. Forecast generally for these storms to wrap up, maybe a lingering shower tomorrow morning, and then noticeably cooler as we head into the day tomorrow. Temperatures will be a lot cooler, upper 50s and low 60s. We'll have much more. Very interesting weekend on the way if you're ready for a bit of a break. Full forecast coming up in a few minutes. Eva?
All right, thank you, Dan. In other news tonight, a deadly crash in Cambridge. It happened on Pumpkin Harbor Road and Forge Drive today. State police say one car was involved and the driver traveled off the shoulder. Airbags did not deploy and a seatbelt was being worn improperly. We called police tonight, but they are still not releasing a name. They do tell us a Vermont woman in her 30s was killed. No ordinary school bus ride today for students in Hinesburg. Officials tell us that a car in front of the bus hit the brakes and the driver swerved off the road to avoid hitting that car and ended up hitting a tree. The bus driver was not distracted. There was one minor injury. Oddly enough, the Hinesburg Fire Department says they had just had a meeting last week about handling situations like this. Lawmakers conclude their work, but it's a near guarantee Governor Phil Scott will call them back. Our political reporter Kyle Medora is live in Montpelier with more on tonight's adjournment. Hi, Kyle.
Well, Eva, almost there, not quite yet. This one could easily push midnight. And a proposal to save millions on teachers' health care is what's got us here now. It's been weeks as this is just kind of sort of stalled. And the proposal on the table would have cut costs for health care without cutting benefits, and it totally derailed the last couple of weeks of this session. Democratic lawmakers spent 2.5 weeks first dismissing the idea, then working with Governor Phil Scott on compromise. Late tonight, they abandoned hope for appeasing the governor, settling largely on what they would have done if the idea from the governor never came forward. And they did set a date when most teachers' health plans will be up for negotiation at the same time again. There was some discussion that was a unique set of circumstances. Senate President Tim Ashe says they offered more, but backed off when the governor and House couldn't get on the same page.
So we took them at their word and we put on the table $26 million with a guarantee that it would go back to taxpayers. And then you could hear, you almost had to look because people were scurrying to duck under the table once we called them on it and put that money on the table for the property taxpayers of the state of Vermont.
The House is still in the midst of debate over the compromise its leadership reached with the Senate. House Republican Minority Leader Don Turner says this deal doesn't do enough to cash in on the cheaper teacher health care plans that are on offer this year.
I think it's a real missed opportunity, and we'll do what we have to do to go home tonight. We're going to support the governor. I think he's going to veto this like he needs to for Vermont taxpayers.
Now, the governor just finished addressing the Senate about 20 minutes ago. He'll do the same over in the House when they're done for the evening. Now, once the budget is passed, it's through both chambers, and the governor presumably vetoes it, he's going to end up calling them back in about mid-June, June 21st. That's when they'll be back here. But none of the sides in the fight have the power to unilaterally force the other one into their perspective. So magically changing the calendar over to June and picking this debate up isn't necessarily going to settle the differences that exist between the House, the Senate, and the governor. Eva?
Kyle, what happens if lawmakers can't work out a deal by July 1st when the state's financial year ends?
Well, that would be, as far as we can tell, a unique situation here in Vermont. And by setting the veto session for so late in the month of June, they're basically playing political chicken with this. And what happens is if they can't settle on a budget, they'll need to do what's done at the federal level, which is basically pass a continuing resolution extending the current budget year for a little bit while they continue to fight and haggle over these big details and small details that have them so far apart on teachers' health care. Eva?
All right, our Kyle Medora for us tonight in Montpelier. Thank you. A veteran's body was found decomposing in his New York home. Authorities believe Ralph Teft was dead for months before they found him. Priscilla Ligori was outside the Morrisonville house and is live with us now in studio to tell us what she's learned. Priscilla?
Eva, the coroner says Teft's own daughter lived inside the house where he lay dead for 3 months.
A veteran's body lay lifeless in his home for 3 months.
It's astonishing.
91-year-old Ralph Teft was found dead in his Morrisonville house, and he didn't live there alone. Coroner David Dona says Teft's daughter and possibly his grandson lived there while he was deceased.
Everybody's just shocked and just doesn't understand why or how it would happen.
Dona tells us Teft's daughter said she didn't report her father's death because it was too much to handle. An anonymous call to Adult Protective Services is what prompted the coroner and the state police to go inside the home. Dona declines an on-camera interview but says he believes Teft died of natural causes. We reached out to the state police, who would not comment, citing the ongoing investigation.
Some of you should have reported it or said, he's passed away.
The coroner said that when he and the state police came to this house last Thursday, they found the veteran decomposing in his bed. Now, this mattress is laying outside.
It's very scary. You think somebody would have been looking over.
Teft served in World War II, the Cold War, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War.
He served for our country. People should have been keeping an eye on him a little bit better than they were, obviously, for him to be dead for 3 months.
We spoke with Amy Quensnell, who was Teft's neighbor for 15 years. She remembers Teft as one of the kindest men she's ever met.
I used to sit on the porch and watch him for hours on end, just making sure his lawn was absolutely perfect.
The coroner says no charges have been filed at this time.
Just seeing him go out like this is absolutely horrible.
We stopped by the American Legion Post 20, where Teft was a member for 45 years. The commander says there's no formal program to check on elderly veterans. The men who knew him there described him as a sweet soul who was a snazzy dresser. Eva?
All right, Priscilla Ligori tonight for us. Thank you. The polls are closed and the results are in. South Burlington students have decided on a new name, the Wolves. This comes after months of debate over the controversial Rebel name. That name had previous ties to the Confederacy. Based on the student polls, a committee will recommend the name, the South Burlington Wolves, to the school board. That could apply as the mascot name and identifier for grades 6 through 12. Still ahead, is it a witch hunt? That's what President Trump is calling the appointment of a special counsel to investigate his campaign's ties to Russia. Plus, nearly 24 people mowed down in Times Square. And the sudden death of what many describe as the force behind Fox News. Also, Monday Night Football is about to sound a whole lot different. Those stories and more storm coverage when the Channel 3 News at 11 continues.
In addition to all of this property damage we're finding in West Addison, trees and power lines are down, as well as dozens work to get people back where they need to go and get those lights on. That part of this story when the Channel 3 News at 11 o'clock continues.
I was dreaming of bigger things and want to leave my old life behind.
Freedom is never far away. Take one drive in the most awarded and best-selling SUV brand and discover that the world is your backyard. Hurry in for great deals now at the Jeep Drive and Discover event. Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2017 Grand Cherokee for $259 a month.
Really? I'm just a regular guy. Kidding. I'm spectacular.
Actor John Stamos is spectacular, and so is Spectrum.
Voiceover. Perk of being me. Another perk, when I watch my shows on Spectrum TV, I literally watch my shows.
Get more HD, plus thousands of titles free on demand. Just $29.99 a month. Call 844-369-2999.
With Spectrum Internet, I'm always connected to social me, viral me, and streaming me.
Get 60 megabits Spectrum Internet with no data caps and a free modem. Just $29.99 a month.
And Spectrum Voice makes it easy for me to catch up with all my fans all over the world.
Enjoy unlimited nationwide calling and unlimited calling to Canada, Mexico, and more.
Oh, look, there's one now. Hello. Oh, hi, Grammy.
Get Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice for $29.99 a month each with our 30-day money-back guarantee and no contracts. Call 844-369-2999.
That's my voiceover guy. I don't know if he's handsome.
It's the perfect time to find your perfect mattress. Hurry into Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale and don't miss incredible savings of up to $1,000 on Beauty Rest, Serta, and more. And with queen sets as low as $179.99, there's something for everyone. Plus, for a limited time, sleep interest-free for 6 years. Best of all, you'll love your mattress with our 120-night money-back guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm.
Welcome back, everyone. We are live here in West Addison, where tonight's storm just did some incredible damage. You can see here this home flipped over directly off this foundation here. And luckily, a woman in her 70s found alive inside this property tonight after all of this destruction. Meanwhile, outside of this neighborhood, crews staying very, very busy tonight. We have some video to share with folks of down power lines crisscrossing this community, as well as a whole number of very large trees. We ran into a group of about 24 volunteer firefighters from this community out in full force with their chainsaws, trying to clear trees while power crews were out trying to clear those lines to really get this community back on its feet as quickly as possible. Randy, you have an army of guys on this road. What is your strategy?
We're just trying to get the road open back up so we can get the traffic flowing back through.
And what is the challenge with a scene like the one we've encountered here?
Multiple trees, multiple roads, along the lake here. So we've been working our way through.
These crews, Eva, just have incredible work ahead of them tonight. If we're quiet, we can actually still hear the buzz of those chainsaws out here well after 11 o'clock as folks in this community really step up to bring power back to these communities, these homeowners, but also to clear so many of these downed trees that are really in the way of roads, blocking some people from their homes, their cars, and just their regular way of life following this storm. But yes, some incredible damage out here tonight in West Addison. Eva?
Wow. All right. Thank you, Keith. In other news, President Trump calls the appointment of a special counsel to investigate ties to Russia a witch hunt. The appointment of former FBI Director Robert Mueller to take on the investigation is being met with support from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. But Trump tweeted and then spoke out alongside the Colombian president at the White House late today.
Well, I respect the move, but the entire thing has been a witch hunt, and there is no collusion between certainly myself and my campaign, but I can always speak for myself and the Russians, zero. I think it divides the country. I think we have a very divided country because of that and many other things.
For his meeting with the Colombian president, Trump said the U.S. would support Colombia in efforts to target drug trafficking between the two nations. Chaos in Times Square today, where a car plowed into pedestrians, killing one and injuring nearly 24 others. It happened during the busy lunchtime hour. Police quickly closed off Times Square. Cell phone video shows police arresting the driver. Police say the suspect, 26-year-old Richard Rojas of the Bronx, said he was hearing voices and thought he would die. Police say he wasn't drunk, but they're doing drug tests. Roger Ailes has died. Ailes was the force behind the Fox News Channel as it became America's most popular conservative network. His 20-year reign crashed to an end last year when he was dismissed in a swirl of accusations of sexual improprieties. But while he may have left under a cloud, he still has many loyal supporters. Officials say Ailes died after slipping on his bathroom floor and hitting his head. He was 77 years old. A woman is doing something in the NFL that hasn't been done in decades. Details in just a bit.
And after some big storms this evening, still a few more out there tonight. Then big changes on the way as we head towards the end of the week. Full forecast is coming up next.
With over 700 convenient Men's Warehouse locations, great new looks are always nearby. And now, they're buy one, get one free. Plus, all dress shirts are 3 for $99 this weekend at Men's Warehouse.
This is what precision looks like, helping you see what's hard to see. Thanks to Terrain Denali's Side Blind Zone Alert that uses radar to watch your blind spots. So it's true, Mom does have eyes in the back of her head. The GMC Terrain with rear vision camera, child safety locks, StabiliTrak, theft deterrent system, and more. Or current lessees switch to GMC and get this low mileage lease on this all-wheel drive Terrain SLE1 for around $169 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
This Memorial Day at the Total Home Center, you can afford everything for your home. What you can't afford is to miss this sale. Start with the biggest savings of the year in every department. Plus, this big financing offer. No interest payments for up to 48 months. You'll find exceptional values everywhere you look during the Memorial Day sale. Going on now through Memorial Day Monday at the Total Home Center.
Toyota time means it's time to go places, and you're going to love your new RAV4. It's perfect for really getting us out there.
Where do you think?
Farther.
Here?
Farther. Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, too far, too far. Get a $189 a month all-wheel drive RAV4 lease with advanced safety features and 2 years no-cost maintenance. Plus, recent and soon-to-be college grads get an additional $1,250 rebate. Toyota, let's go places.
With over 700 convenient Men's Warehouse locations, great new looks are always nearby. And now, they're buy one, get one free. Plus, all dress shirts are 3 for $99 this weekend at Men's Warehouse.
Rolled in a steamy summer day out there. Another record breaker in Burlington, 93 the high temperature today. Also in Plattsburgh at 93. Some 90s all across our region. Not nearly as hot tomorrow, though, with big cool down on the way. We're now at 70 degrees in Burlington, partly cloudy skies. We are keeping an eye on some storms to our north and west. South wind now 8 miles per hour, and the barometer holding steady. Take you to the latest radar and show you what's going on. We had some stronger storms down through parts of southern Vermont just a couple of hours ago. A little bit of a lull with the exception of northwestern Vermont. We've got a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two moving through Grand Isle and Franklin counties, maybe some isolated gusty winds, but we're not talking about any kind of the storms that we had earlier in the evening. So we might still see a few more showers, maybe another rumble of thunder or two. For the most part, though, we are expecting things to settle down as we go through the rest of the overnight. Here's the front that will be coming on through. Behind it, cooler, drier air settling in tomorrow. It's going to set us up for a very nice weekend on the way. So here's a last look at these storms that are moving on through this evening around midnight tonight. Passing on through pretty quick, and tomorrow morning, just a chance of a stray shower or two as you head out the door to work. We'll see a few lingering clouds in the morning as well. Big change in temperatures. We'll be starting out in the 50s as we head through the afternoon. Clouds clear out. Temperatures upper 50s and low 60s with a little bit of sunshine to wrap up the day. For tonight, showers and thunderstorms ending between 55 and 62 degrees. For tomorrow, we'll see some lingering morning clouds and partly sunny, 58 to 65 degrees. Chilly on Friday night, temperatures 32 to 42 degrees. And then for Saturday, a beautiful start to the weekend with temperatures in the 60s. Sunday looking nice as well with partly sunny skies. We'll see a couple of showers perhaps on Monday. Temperatures back in the 60s. So we get a break from this hot weather we've had lately, and I think those storms will be wrapping up soon as well.
All right, glad to hear it. Thank you, Dan. Up next, a woman sportscaster set to make history. Stay with us.
Introducing the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. With symmetrical all-wheel drive and endless entertainment, you can keep the adventures coming this spring. Unrestricted fun, starting at just $18,395.
When you go to the memorial sale at the Superstore, you'll get real savings on quality furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses. Plus, no interest financing for up to 48 months with no money down. If paying low prices on brand name items for nearly every room in your home appeals to you, if lower monthly payments with no interest for up to 4 years and nothing down interests you, then come to the memorial sale going on right now at the Superstore.
More people than ever are making the move to Nissan, making Rogue America's best-selling SUV. Make the move today. Memorial Day savings start now. Save on Rogue, a car that can help stop for you, and on Titan, with America's best truck warranty. Make the move to Nissan, America's fastest-growing auto brand. Get a low $259 per month lease on the 2017 Pathfinder, or lease Frontier, just $249 per month.
It's the Ram Drive and Discover event. So long live the trucks with load leveling rear air suspension, class exclusive Ram box storage, and the convenience of Uconnect with an 8.4-inch touchscreen. They're nothing short of groundbreaking. The Ram Drive and Discover event is the only place to get America's longest lasting pickups.
Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get this low mileage lease on the 2017 Ram 1500 for $149 a month.
The Honda Perfect Accord sales event is your chance to get an incredible deal on the Accord, which has been named to Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record-breaking 31 times. To celebrate, we have amazing offers on the Honda Accord, which has a 5-star overall vehicle score. The Honda Accord is also the best-selling car in its class. Race in to the Honda Perfect Accord sales event and get a great deal on the Accord today at your Honda dealer.
There will be a new and different voice doing play-by-play for at least one Monday night football game this season, and that voice belongs to a woman. Beth Mowins will be the first woman to call a nationally televised NFL game in 30 years. It will happen September 11th. There are actually 2 Monday night football games telecast that day on ESPN. The usual play-by-play team will call the early game. Mowins will call the second game. The only other woman ever to do network play-by-play in the NFL was Gail Sierens. That happened in 1987. All right, well, congratulations to her. Jack joins us now with sports. Castleton baseball opening tournament. Huh, Jack?
Yeah, Beth Mowins actually a Syracuse alum. Syracuse, New York is where the Spartans were playing their first NCAA game today. Mother Nature playing a role in this one. Highlights coming up.
It's Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, and we're giving away mattresses to 50 lucky winners. Plus, there's something for everyone. Visit a participating Mattress Firm during our Memorial Day giveaway for a chance to win your perfect mattress. Only at Mattress Firm.
There's never been a better time to gear up and go in a new Ford SUV. With Memorial Day savings, lease Escape for just $169 a month or get up to $3,900 total cash. So now you can make every hour a rush and seize the day like never before. Offering more models with 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive capability. That's Ford. And that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Get a Memorial Day lease of $169 a month for Escape or buy with up to $3,900 total cash.
Gear up for summer with a trip to Farmway in Bradford, Vermont. Choose from over 20,000 pairs of boots, shoes, sandals, and sneakers. Farmway can fit your feet and your lifestyle. Work, casual, fun, and adventure, rain or shine. Shop tax-free clothing from Farmway favorites. Carhartt, Patagonia, The North Face, Ibex, Prana, Toad, and more. Hunting, camping, backpacking, gardening, cookware, outdoor furniture, and gifts. Something for everyone, even the most restless shopper. We've got what you've been hunting for. Sweet deals on Vermont maple syrup and the best prices on cabbage cheese. Farmway in Bradford, Vermont. Where high quality, not highfalutin.
Come on, Slowpoke. Guys, watch out. When did this get here? It's so deep. Whoa. Is that your sister? Yeah.
That feeling, only better. The confidence of 4Motion all-wheel drive. Standard in the fun-to-drive Volkswagen Alltrack.
Hurry in and get 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2017 Alltrack models. Visit VWDealer.com today.
It's Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, and we're giving away mattresses to 50 lucky winners. Plus, there's something for everyone. Visit a participating Mattress Firm during our Memorial Day giveaway for a chance to win your perfect mattress. Only at Mattress Firm.
Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Hey, you gotta see this. Come on.
No.
All right, sit down there.
Fine. Okay, what do we got?
Okay, watch this. Do the thing we talked about. What do we say? It's gonna be great. Watch. Remember what we were saying?
Go Irish.
See that?
Oh,
yes!
I'm gonna just go back to doing what I was doing.
Find your awesome with the Xfinity X1 voice remote.
Last Monday, the Castleton baseball team claimed its 4th straight North Atlantic Conference title and an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. This afternoon, the Spartans began their tournament journey in Syracuse, New York, against Southern Maine. Weather an issue today at Onondaga Community College. Rain delay. This game tied at 1, top 5. When they resume, both offenses get it going. Andrew Olselak knock up the middle. That plates 2 runs to give the Huskies a 4-2 lead over Castleton. The Spartans trying to claw back in this one, top 7. Dylan Bailey coming up with the runner on third, grounds into a fielder's choice, but that's good enough to score Matt Jackson and get the Spartans back within a run. But in the bottom half of the inning, the Huskies get that run back. Andrew Hillier with the long ball that drops in. Paul McDonough comes around to score. Southern Maine takes this game 5-3. Castleton will face elimination tomorrow morning at 11 against Ithaca College. Sticking with baseball, the Yankees out in Kansas City tonight taking on the Royals. This game did not go too well for them. Whit Merrifield getting the Royals on the board in the second with this knock to score Eric Hosmer. Then Drew Butera with the RBI hit of his own before Mike Moustakas puts the game out of the reach with a 3-run shot in the 5th. The Royals take this game 5-1 to avoid the sweep. Yankees headed to Tampa this weekend. Sox are out in Oakland today. The 4-game set starting with the A's. Oakland had jumped out to a 3-2 lead. Red Sox just tied it. Mitch Moreland with a home run. We will keep you posted after flying high in the last 48 hours. The Boston Celtics and their fans came crashing back down to earth last night as LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers rolled over the C's 117-104 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals at TD Garden. Game really wasn't as close as that final score either. Cleveland led by 11 after 1, 22 at the half, and as much as 28 in the third. LeBron had 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Kevin Love added a playoff career-high 32 and 12 to lead the Cavs. Cleveland grabs home court advantage away from Boston, who now has to figure out a way to slow down the force of nature that is a motivated and determined LeBron James to get back into the series tomorrow night.
Yeah, we got the shots. On offense, we just didn't knock them down. And then we couldn't stop nobody on that end. I mean, especially like LeBron, and then Kevin Love got going in the third quarter. But on offense, we got what we wanted. We just didn't capitalize on it. I mean, we can't panic. It's only one game. It's one game. They took care of business, and we just got to take care of business game 2.
Obviously a very tall task for them. Looks like we're kind of headed towards a Cleveland Golden State final unless the C's can kind of jump off the board here. Need to get that win tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Final check of the weather?
Yeah, still a couple storms out there this evening. Should be wrapping up, though, within the next hour or two. Cooler, drier air heading our way for Friday afternoon, setting us up for a beautiful weekend on the way. Plenty of sunshine returning, temperatures comfortably in the 60s. Next chance for showers will be on Monday.
All right. Thank you, and thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
Honda knows you expect a lot from your car. But we wanted to give you even more. So we gave the Civic, the best-selling car in its class, plenty of horsepower, lots of room, and a stylish exterior. The Civic from Honda, the 2017 KBB.com overall Best Buy. Nothing compares to a Honda.
Don't miss Ashley Home Store's Great American Memorial Day event with red, white, and bold savings. Up to 25% or celebrate with 60 months no interest. Save on sectionals and find great deals on beds. Ashley Home Store, Berlin and Williston.
Maestros lead with confidence, exactness, inspiration, At GMC, we're in tune with that degree of precision. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the GMC Acadia. The next generation SUV has arrived. Current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Acadia SLE1 for around $279 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
These Jump On It deals are great.
Get colorful. With today's Jump On It deal, get $20 towards your purchase at the Tie-Dye Shop in Allberg for only $10.
Get great deals every day at myjumponit.com.
WCAX weather. Download the